Welcome back to my channel. I've got here the front suspension. I'm going to take it apart and clean it all up. Here's caliper, upper control arm, coil over shock, rear trailing arm, front trailing arm, the lower trailing arm, two-piece. Rotor and hub assembly. I'm going to take these all apart and clean them up and paint them. I've got some parts cleaned up and we're going to start installing them on the front suspension. Got the front driver's side lower control arm. Sides in there, got a big bolt that goes down. Put a little Loctite on it. Nice and tight. Now I got the lower control arm drag link. Same deal, bolts in on the frame right here. The big bolt. Okay, and then the strut bar goes right through this hole on the lower control arm. Nice grade 8 hardware, nylock nut. Okay, I've got the lower ball joint here. Got this at Coleman. It's a pinto spindle that has a longer shank. I'll explain more about that later. Gonna drop the Loctite on there. Screw it in. Ginormous wrench. Tighten it up. Okay. My massive cheater. Got her on there nice and tight. Alright, now I got the spindle. So I told you this is a special ball joint with a longer stud on it. And the spindle goes over the bottom like so. What this does is it essentially makes the spindle height, instead of being from here to here, it lengthens it by the amount of this much stud. So it makes my spindle height taller, and that allows me to lower the chassis and everything down, but still keep the proper geometry in the suspension arms. Got a spacer and a nut. Alright, I'm going to line this castle nut up so I can get a cotter pin through there. It's just about there. Okay, got the cotter pin installed. Got the upper control arm here. This is just your standard stock car, old track upper control arm. Got some bolts and some washers. Slide in there. Got some washers in between the bracket on the chassis and the A-arm. That's how you adjust your camber, moving this in and out. And it's also slotted front and rear, so you can get a quick adjustment on caster. I'm just centering it for now. A couple more washers on the back side. These bolts are pretty long, as you can see. That's so you can add and subtract washers and not run out of threads. I'm out of nylock nuts, so I'm just running on some regular nuts right now for temporary. Okay, slide the ball joint in the upper spindle hole. The upper spindle nut on. Got to take a cotter pin here for the upper ball joint castle nut. It's too big. Okay, now we're going to slide the coilover unit in. Bolt on the bottom. Floating spacer on the back side. Again, I don't have any lock nuts right now, so I'm just putting some temporary regular nuts on. Skin tight. Upper bolt goes right through the chassis here. Couple washers, temporary nut. And that's it. Feet on the other side, then we'll get onto the steering.